America makes laws through something called Congress. Think of it as the country's parliament, but with two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Senate, where every state, big or small, gets 2 seats. The House of Representatives, where the number of seats depends on population. So tiny Wyoming has 1 representative. Huge California has 52. In total, there are 435 representatives in the House. Welcome to Past Cast, where politics meets history with a twist of satire. If you enjoy our take, hit like and subscribe so you never miss the next story. Here's the problem. Americans move. Some states boom, others shrink. Every 10 years, after the census, the government has to redraw the map of districts so each representative covers about the same number of people. Without redrawing, one district might have 2 million people, and another only 400,000. That would make some votes worth more than others. So yes, it's mandatory by law to redraw the map every decade. Now, this is where democracy gets creative. The U.S. Constitution says states run their own elections. That means in most places, the state legislature, the politicians already in power, get to draw the new map. So if Republicans run Texas, they draw the map. If Democrats run Illinois, they draw theirs. A few states like California tried to be clever. They said, no more cheating politicians. Let's give the job to independent citizens' commissions. Nice idea. Still, independent in politics usually means less corrupt, but not saintly either. Because whoever holds the red pen can cheat. And boy, do they cheat. This trick is called gerrymandering, drawing crazy-shaped districts to make sure your party wins more seats than your votes deserve. If your opponents live in one area, you pack them into a single district. Congratulations, they win 1 seat, but nowhere else. If they're spread out, you split their neighborhoods so they never form a majority anywhere. The result? Maps that look less like fair districts and more like spaghetti night gone wrong. Now here's the honest truth. Anyone with the power to draw the map will always do it to their advantage. It doesn't matter if they wear red ties or blue ties. Those who claim they didn't, they're either dumb or lying, or maybe both. So now you understand why the map matters. And this summer, Americans decided to take their markers to the street. The movement is called Fight the Trump Takeover, and it spread to over 200 cities in just 1 week. From New York to Los Angeles, from Houston to Chicago. People held up signs saying things like, "Stop Trump's monopoly." Even UNO has fairer rules. And my personal favorite, gerrymandering sucks more than my ex. These aren't random flash mobs. They're organized by big progressive groups like Indivisible, Move On, and a patchwork of local activists. Think of it as a political rock festival. Instead of Taylor Swift, you get cardboard signs and a guy on a megaphone yelling, "Save democracy." And Trump? Oh, he did what he always does. He called the protests fake news, funded by Soros, and probably, if you read his Truth Social, led by Barack Obama wearing a disguise. Classic. If Trump ever admits people dislike him, check the sky, because pigs will be flying in formation. Here's the funny part. Republicans gerrymander, yes, but Democrats? They've done it too. Take Maryland. Their map looked less like democracy and more like a drunk octopus dancing on the Potomac. Republicans were squeezed so hard, the 6th district basically needed a chiropractor. Illinois? They sliced up Chicago's suburbs like a Thanksgiving turkey. Neat, precise, and definitely not for fairness. So both sides accuse the other of destroying democracy, while quietly reaching for the same red pen. It's like 2 kids fighting over a crayon, each saying, "I'm using it for justice." And from abroad, this looks completely bonkers. Europeans are like, We thought Brexit was messy. Indians are like, oh please, we redraw districts too. Except ours come with an extra side of bureaucracy. China's like, draw districts? Please. We don't redraw, we just say, all of this is mine. And Africans are like, at least your lights stay on while you argue. Perspective, folks. But the best part of the protests? Watching politicians pretend to care. Republicans said the protests were mob rule. Democrats called them the people's voice. And behind closed doors, both sides whispered the same thing. Please, don't redraw my district. Jokes aside, the stakes are serious. If Trump's allies control the map, Republicans could dominate Congress for the next decade, even with fewer national votes. If Democrats resist, the fight goes to the courts, where judges get to play referee with lines on a map. So yes, it looks chaotic. Yes, it's ridiculous. But remember, America's democracy is always under construction, and the protests come with free memes. Thank you for watching Pastcast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.